So what next? Next is the D changer. So we ended the thing with IDOCs, and I think that with time you'll see that the IDOC actually answers the challenges we faced in, and we will do the same thing for logs. So again, a few words about logs challenges. So logs are saved in various places. Okay, logistics save their information in two tables, CDPOS and CDHDR, on the opposite order. The header is the header line, and position is where the changes are saved. Human capital management are saving their information in their own repository and their own logs, and FI in some modules use its own logs. Okay, that's the first challenge. Where should I look in? The second challenge is the fact that logs are saved in a very generic way, namely all the business objects, all those business entities, orders, materials, discounts, addresses, they are all saved in the very same database table, making it really hard to understand what you are looking for. The third challenge is the fact that SAP is saving the logs in a delta model. When I say delta, I mean that at the very beginning, when a new entity is created, SAP will leave a record, one record in the system stating, using the change indicator, that a new record was inserted. That's the only thing and the only evidence for the new record creation. No data will be saved at all. And ever that point, the system will save the changes, okay, using an old value versus new value concept. Okay, it means that if you look at the logs, you'll never see the whole picture. You'll be able to see only part of that picture. Okay, and people do not like partial pictures, and as a result, people without technical background can never access logs. Okay, from development point of view, I can tell you that developers keep write specific code, specific selections, statements to look for data from within those logs. Do note that if you do that inside user exit, enhancement, and stuff like that, the system will eventually stop, because those log tables are really, really big, and they tend to store to be time consuming. And last of those of the results of those challenges is that at the end, many people will ask the developers or the implementers to come up with a locally developed mechanism for logs, and you'll end up with Z tables with all the data reside there. Do remember that when SAP is logging things, everything is done in the SAP way, knowing how to handle those masses of information. And if somebody in the organization is trying to do the same, usually it will not be as good as the original. Okay, so how the changer is addressing those challenges. So the first one is easy, because now you have a single point of contact. So the changer is the place to search for all logs in the system. The second one is log are saved in generic way. Now using the changer, as soon as you select the business object, as soon as you select the material or a vendor or a customer, automatically the system understands it, okay, using the customization. We know that you are talking about a specific business object, and we allow you to search within that object, okay, as if it was a report dedicated for that object. And last thing we have to challenge is the delta mode. So we do something nice. We take the current situation, we take the entity data from the repository, and now we move it back in time using those changes. So we take the current state, and using those records, we move back in time to have what we call SE11 in specific juncture in time. So this is very important, because if you want to see who is doing what, it's easy to see the whole picture. Sample usages of the changer are looking for specific bank data that will change for a specific vendor. And you all know that this one should be monitored in other ways, but this information is important first to know that no fraud is made in this organization, and second, for later auditing. Okay, whoever uses SOX must save all those changes, because it's critical finance data. Next one is that's usually the way you interact with the logs, and you find the problem. Then you'd like to find more about the problem, and if you find somebody that made a change, then you'll try to make sure that this guy is not making changes in other things, and you'd like to find all the changes a specific user did, and thereafter all changes done via a specific transaction, okay, and who changed a specific field of a specific database table. Okay, I will take some question now, but I can see that you are all listening and really concentrating on the presentation. So feel free to ask for a question. I will move to displaying how the changer works in the system. So this is how the changer looks like. So what you see here is this is a business object. This time it's a material, and when you look at this one, you can actually look for a specific material, but you can look for plant information. So now you can search materials in the logs by plant. That's not possible using the standard logs. But as soon as I will replace this business object with debitor, okay, with customers, then we will get a whole different world, and we can now search debitors by the sales organization. Okay, this part belongs to the logs of SAP, so you can actually still search for changes in specific tables, specific fields, and stuff like that. If I will look for a variant, I can look for changes in prices. Okay, so I'm asking all the changes in specific table, okay, of this object, and this is how the information will be presented. Okay, so now you can see, actually, you can see the data itself. This is a record of a database table. We are not looking about specific fields of a specific table. We are looking about the object itself. This is the database table, and this is the field we are looking in, but we'll see all the information. That's why if I would like to go back in time, I'll be able to see all the history of this entity. So if I had other changes, all of them will be marked in blue. I can actually limit the search for all those changed fields, but I can see that only this field was changed in this object. So I can actually ask the system to show me only this field, moving price. So somebody changed the moving price, which is quite notable in materials. This is the transaction, and maybe that's important thing, and that led me to the same challenge we faced earlier, which is how do we propagate problem as soon as we find it, and whom to are we going to send this problem. And this is where, again, IDOC will come in place, will be handy. I'm logging on to this to the publisher, and now I will go to something we prepared in advance.